I went to this really cool picnic recently. It was a 1,000-year birthday party for this tree. They had a scientist verify the age with carbon dating. It was a huge event with all kinds of food booths and barbecues and tons of alcohol. It also had kind of a spontaneous pagan kind of theme. I went to a lecture a long time ago given by one of the co-discoverers of DNA. He was talking about the relationship between our neural structure and the kinds of dreams that we have. He used the neural matrix memory storage theory to explain why our dreams can be so haphazard and random. One of the coolest things that was discovered recently in mathematics was fractals. They were only invented or discovered back in the 70s. These are two-dimensional or sometimes three-dimensional finite shapes that have infinitely long edges. The more you zoom in, the more the edges keep repeating. The most famous one is called the Mandelbrot set. There is a very powerful learning technique from hypnosis. It involves a process where you can take the information from several academic textbooks and transfer all of that information directly into your brain. The hardest part is maintaining the proper brainwave state. You need to meditate down and hold your brainwave state at the theta level and then slowly input the data through your eyes at a rate of about 1 page per second. It's a lot harder than it sounds because during the whole process you need to keep your consciousness separate from your mind-body system. It takes about 2 hours for 5 to 10 textbooks that are at the graduate level. Then you take 2 weeks off. During the 2 weeks, the information will sprout in your neural structure like a seed. The information will sprout, it will grow, and it will multiply. The information will find all of the similarly structured information in your mind and kind of fold it into your new understanding of the material. After about 2 weeks of relaxed contemplation, the information will take root in your mind and be available to you at the level of conversational fluency. This means that you can potentially input between 10 and 20 academic books per month into your brain. What's really cool about fractals is that they prove what ancient Greek philosophers had postulated, that nature is imperfect and can only be perfected in the hallucination of the human mind. Computer-generated fractals, for example, can be infinitely complex. But the more you zoom in, the more you keep seeing these same patterns over and over again. A tree trunk turns into a branch. A branch turns into a smaller branch. A smaller branch turns into a leaf. The veins in the leaf keep getting smaller and smaller. The same exact structure is in your cardiovascular system. The same exact structure is in your neural matrix memory system. But trees and veins and brains will eventually run up against molecules and then atoms and then subatomic particles. Nature is limited by quantum physics. But philosophy and mathematics, that which is created by our brains, is only limited by infinity, something the Greeks knew over 2,000 years ago. You have about 100 billion neurons in your brain. An individual memory might require about 1 million neurons firing inside of a neural matrix. And a lot of our memories have overlapping neurons. So when you have a significant overlap between two neural matrix memory structures, this can create a very interesting stream of consciousness, or a random daydream, or a dream at night that seems to wander around on its own haphazardly and chaotically. This one guy at the picnic had painted a picture of the 1,000-year-old tree. Half the picture was above the ground. The other half was below the ground. They were mirror images of each other. The branches and the leaves taking energy from the sun. The root system taking energy from the earth. There were a group of people next to the tree practicing Qigong. They were doing a very simple movement where you breathe in. And as you breathe in, you take energy from the sun and then breathe out. And as you breathe out, you take energy from the earth. Many pagan religions, like the Druids, worshipped trees. Maybe now you can understand why.